Make no mistake about it. When people greet you or speak to you with a toothy grin or a toothy smirk, whether you're being friendly or whether they're being friendly or being nosy or not, or being passive aggressive, and when you got that toothy smile or smirk, whatever scenario it is, make no mistake about it, they are not laughing at you like they want you to believe. It is a facade, a very noticeable. There's a very noticeable behind that very noticeable facade. They are in reality gritting their teeth in anger and trying to disguise it like they're smickering or smirking at you. And it is what it is. Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. And I'm going to talk about this because I saw this in somebody's, the way I go on and on in my, the thing where you can do the text status in YouTube over there. I saw it in hers, and I seen her video blogs and shorts that they talk about this, the short videos. And this is a thing where that little series that I was doing for a while that I want to keep doing, I wanted to use this as my sarcastic Yu-Gi-Oh card, how people are playing Yu-Gi-Oh in real life. Like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, like people playing games. And her thing is about, how people like Smicker, for example. They don't declare themselves as your enemy. Those ones that, I don't know, maybe they do like you sometimes, and you get wind of they're nice to your face, but they don't declare you as an enemy. And for example, they don't go out of their way to try to behind your back try to socially harm you any kind of a way that you know of yet. But this kind of almost when they find out that when you find out that, I don't know, they find out stuff that they think you don't know, and they find out that you actually know, but they think you don't know about this. But it's about, you can read people's faces. You know what I mean? You almost want to use the Kenny Rogers Gambler song as a metaphor, metaphorically speaking. I'm dealing with, okay, you can have a million examples, and I can make a huge video and make it too long. I'm trying to just be vague here without telling a bunch of huge stories altogether, making this a long video. Where, you got people that ain't really your friends, but they're not friends with you. They're not enemies with you either. Maybe they even like you sometimes, but you see that smicker, and I want to talk about that. Both black and white people have their version of this smicker, and women, it can be your buddy's wife or ex-wife or girlfriend. There are different variations of different kinds of white women that do this, and certain black women of different ages do this. Dudes and chicks, they got their version. People that look like me got their version of it. Say you're talking, and it can be like you're not really enemies, for example, and they want to see if you're doing badly or doing good. But how you find out that what the smicker really is, and this is a thing too, that say there's nothing declared, they're your enemies either way, right? And then, well, some of them are on the borderline that you hear their mouths, behind your back, or it gets back to you, right? And for example, they're almost like trying to either telepathically intimidate you some kind of a way. In a way, okay, I don't give a fuck who you are or a particular age. There is a point where most of us, okay, have outgrown the being intimidated when somebody talks to you with the toothy thing, that they don't want to outright try to intimidate you. Matter of fact, when you're younger, adults, different kinds of adults do this shit to try to make you say something fairly intelligent to politely rebuttal them, and they got that toothy grin. And they want, it's like, it's a way to, it's body, goes with body language. They want you to feel stupid without outright, you know how they can not outright belittle you just yet, and it's like a toothy grin that like they're listening, and they'll gradually maybe start, but before, I get out of rambling here, how they think that, they're fooling you, like they want you to telepathically be intimidated, have your, maybe like some kind of, I can't make the face right now, the intimidated kind of face, your head slide down, or they want to see intimidation and in your eyes or something without actually telling you, and they're being real toothy, they want you to feel stupid. And that shit used to work on a lot of us when we were younger, before we found out, what we truly believe, or whatever the hell. And if any time in your life where you were ever intimidated by that shit, chances are you've gotten older and you outgrew it. But in some of their eyes, you haven't, or they haven't, and they think just because they're maybe triggered that you're triggered. And well, beating around the bush, they want you to inside, kind of cave in. They're looking for body language on you it's intimidated, to be intimidated. And the toothy grin that they're trying to, like, they want you to feel like you're being laughed at, right? But when they do the toothy style of grin, if you observe real carefully, and if you keep right on talking, and you're not putting your head down, and you add more, sometimes, how I'm real good with videos and ramble, or if I can write the long things, if they find out that you have an answer for everything, you can tell, anyway, you can tell that they think they're fooling you, but that toothy grin is just a facade for they're just gritting their teeth and they're pissed off, you know what I'm saying? And when they do that, most 90% of the time, it's like, well, and because too, they're disguise something as a partial compliment, but they're trying to slip in, talk down to you. You know how people, you got people both black, white, male, female, different kind of same race as you, other race as you, that they would never, for example, fight with you, get mad, right, or pretend to, like they want to beat you up like other people of other races, whether they're the same color as you or different races. You know how other ones on the street, black, white, don't matter, male, female, will get mad, but the rest of them, both black and white, they're too civilized and clever, at least they think they are. They're more compelled to get mad later, when they haven't got the best of you, right? Go behind your back and a little bit of time gaslight you to people, you know what I mean? While still being nice to your face, hopefully maybe somebody else somewhere will get mad at a he said, she said, but anyway, the toothy grin, and a lot of the people are nice to your face, like, they pretend to care how you're doing these days. They're being nosy, and you're more than happy to tell and brag about yourself. There's a lot of scenarios. I don't want to make no examples, because anybody watching this got a million of them. If we told every single specific scenario or to act it out, you'd have a long ass video, you know what I mean? But the way you're able to tell is when you keep right on talking, that toothy smirk will start becoming noticeably, you'll see noticeably that it will get more and more noticeable that they're gritting their teeth. The toothy grin is a facade and a disguise for actually gritting their, they want you to think that, they want you to feel like they're laughing at you. That's their intention. And there'll be little things disguised as a compliment that's actually a discreet, people do that, certain people, the so-called religious people will do that. They get to know you. You think that they think you think you have respect for each other and you agree with each other on things, but actually people want you. You're not really wanted to be. You're not expected to be smart per se. You're expected to be somebody hanging on their every word, and they want you. They don't want you to be their equal. They want to be up here, and then you're down here a little bit. And matter of fact, they don't even want you down here while they're up here. They rather see you more down here, and to the point where you might expected on some expectation. They might be originally virtue signaling you to be the complete idiot that you're expected to be in front of their friends. You know what I mean? It could be shit like that. But when you keep talking and you're annoying them and you're not really. As a matter of fact, when you see that toothy grin, you're actually supposed to be have like a better smirk on your face. But that better smirk on your face can be fake too. People fake that. So when they see you're not really faking it, and you're not kind of putting your head down, they don't see nothing with your eyes like that your body language, like you're intellectually being intimidated. The toothy grin is usually the intimidating fool tool. You know what I mean? Were anybody else the same color as you or different color, they might get jacked up on some steroids and have intimidated body language, maybe not be looking to beat you up, but do the body language thing. Or if it's not the strong body language thing, it can be like, oh, I'm a boss in some company, something I got behind me, I can have you fired body language, tough guy body language. But so there was like a physical aspect of it that you can have people do the body language like you're supposed to be afraid of them, and do it without them necessarily saying anything about threatening to beat you up, but everything about body language. But it's not about physical side either. There's people that are your physical equal or even smaller or skinnier than you do this shit. They like to look bigger than themselves. And when you, like I said, when you keep talking, that toothy grin will noticeably start looking like more like they're really gritting their teeth, which that was a whole facade for they're gritting their teeth anyway. Make no mistake about it, this may have been rambling, a little bit too much information, too long of a video, but I know this is for certain people that I know watch this anyway. Yeah, to begin with, well, this is some shit a lot of people don't want anybody else to know. The actual discreet intimidators of certain kinds. There's a lot of wannabe intellectual intimidators that this is information that they don't want you to know. They don't want me telling you. And they'll actually go around and talk about me, maybe on YouTube and try to discredit me, really. But I mean, well, this is categorized too. You can categorize this in a way as an instructional to, if you will, how to resist internet bullying. And I'm a firm believer, yeah, you can block people on the internet, but and I don't want to sound uncompassionate about people being internet bullied, but they have more power than they think. That's beyond blocking people, no different than out there in the world anyway. But it's like it's kind of, you have to have a little bit of that, and it's a state of awareness, if you will. I mean, like I said, this sounds like a lot of rambling, but yet I would be rambling if I told you on a lot of, I'd give you a lot of mock scenarios, my own experiences, that way. But I cannot say that enough, that when they go with that toothy smirk, like nobody's even fighting, really. Another type of civil, and it's like the very civilized and civil intimidation is always started with the toothy smirk and smile at you and even being all friendly, but they're actually gritting their teeth, and they want that toothy smirk is designed to, you're supposed to telepathically feel like you're being laughed at. But if you observe it and pay attention to the smirk, they don't do that toothiness in that for nothing. It's a facade that they're actually gritting their teeth, clenching their teeth. And you find this out, this is no bullshit, you find this out right away when you keep, you're not intellectually intimidated. They will noticeably start gritting their teeth. Or, without getting into any kind of fight. Because like I said, this is shit that nobody's necessarily fighting. It's like, it's intellectual warfare, not like anybody that's any color watching this where, somebody the same color as you or looks like me, they won't get mad and threaten to punch you or hit you or shoot you. These are kind of people that are too smart and civilized for that. It's used in every financial levels. I mean, it's be your supervisors that are in a fancy desk at a workplace. It's like the gossiping hens and hags in your workplace that are both black and white. It's used by many, many, many different kind of people and all that. It's and the way to counter it is recognize it for what it is. And when they know that conversation will eventually get cut. They're walking away maybe, and they'll try not to look like they're stomping away, walking in a fit. Occasionally, yeah, you will. I'm not saying you'll get every single one of them stomping away in a fit, you know what I mean, too, but it's just shit like I told my partner in some ways between us, that certain ones that they're really cool at first, but then you appear too intelligent. If you appear a little too intelligent, right, and you think they have respect for you and you had respect for them before, little things start coming up and all that, like that you're supposed to be, they're up here, you're down here. And they don't really have, the people that act like this, they don't have the respect for you that you originally thought they did. When they get to know you, it's almost like, it comes with a toothy grin, and they're giving you snake eyes too. And they'll try to the toothy grin is also, they're trying to use that to disguise it as a friendly smile, but they're gritting their teeth. I mean, there's people that are, pretty good at YouTube, even better than me, that can intellectually do a longer video on this to make it less boring. But this is for people who I knew absolutely listen to my shit, you know what I mean? It's not a word salad. It's something I could have said like a little bit simpler, but